Hey guys, Tylord here with some video game talk. I wanted to do a video on video games because usually I've been doing movies lately. I haven't found any video games, I haven't been looking, but I have some of these are kind of recent pickups, but I've been playing them and I want to get your guys' take on them. But before we get to these games I've been playing, I want to talk about something very video game related, something really big in the news. I usually don't cover contemporary stuff, but something really caught my attention that I'm really excited about, a movie release, or something I've been wanting since I was 7 years old, or around 7, and that's the Super Mario Brothers movie. Looks like big, high-budget Hollywood movie, I'm not sure. Well, everyone's hyped about it, including myself. Yeah, that's what I've been wanting since I was a kid. I remember my best friend and I were obsessed with Mario when we were in elementary school. Like, we sat there and played Mario 1 every day. It took turns passing the controller back and forth. I always talked about Marios. We always drew little Mario comic strips or whatever. We wanted to make a Mario movie. We wanted to be filmmakers and make a Mario movie back then. That was the game that got me into video games, was Super Mario Brothers. I went over to a friend's house, he was playing it. The same thing as everyone else, when you play that game, you realize it's something special that hasn't been done before. Another thing I like about Mario are all of the character designs and the characters. Like, as far as Mario goes for a protagonist, like, I'm 34 years old, and I know it sounds childish that I love Mario so much, but I still like enjoy the cartoon with Captain Lou Albano, and I think the other guy that played Luigi was his name Danny Wells. I love their chemistry. I love that character. I love that he's a blue-collared just plumber. He's not like a cop or a military guy, or which is cool. Usually that's what you want from your lead characters. Yeah, just a blue-collared working guy that gets sucked into a strange, silly little fantasy world, saves the princess. I know everyone's all down on that now, saving the princess, but that's like an element of fantasy that's really appealing to me. Like saving a princess, I don't know if that's too masculine or toxic, but the monster, kill the dragon, save the princess, it's cliche, but it's awesome. Anyway, yeah, but getting off the subject, yeah. Super Mario Brothers movie, so I've always wanted that. Then one came out, I think it was in the early 90s or late 80s, and I was, even though I could tell it wasn't what I was hoping for, I was kind of hyped for it. And it didn't really deliver what I wanted, the 80s movie. Was it 80s or 90s? No, it had to be 90s because it came out after Super Mario World. So it had to be early 90s. That movie didn't really do it for me, but I do like the movie. Like, I like the visuals, the aesthetics, I like the actors in it. I do like that movie, but it didn't really deliver that Mario deal. And Luigi too. Luigi, I always was pulling for Luigi throughout all the games because he was like the overlooked one. But the princess was actually like the most badass character in part 2. Like, she could pretty much fly. Super Mario 2 is like one of my favorite games ever also. Like, the selection of the different characters. You'd be Mario, Luigi, the princess, and Toad. I just love that game. Anyway, spazzing off about Mario. So that trailer came out and I wasn't really expecting much out of it. I understand Miyamoto has his hand in it as a producer, so I don't know if this is gonna be like, I'm hoping it's made over in Japan, and I've been hearing it's like a Japan production and they just have voice actors from the United States do the voices. I'm hoping that's what it is, but I think I looked it up and it looks like the other producers and the directors are all American, so I don't know if that says anything. Although I did like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I took my kids to see, and my wife, we all went and saw Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, and I enjoyed those a lot. And so I'm hoping this will be the third movie we all go to as a family together. We don't go out to the movies all together at once. My daughter's autistic, my 9-year-old, and my 5-year-old's kind of rambunctious, and it's hard to get through movies, but we did see the 2 Sonic movies, and I'm hoping the 3rd one will be the Mario movie. All video game movies. My little girls aren't really into, they like Mario and Sonic and all that, but they're more into like Minecraft or their little tablet games. Off the subject again, the Mario movie trailer though. So I wasn't really expecting much. I hear Chris Pratt's in it and all that. I like Chris Pratt from the Godzilla, or not Godzilla, Jurassic Park. I didn't see the new Jurassic Park, but that one, is it called The Fallen Kingdom? I really like that movie. And Chris Pratt's pretty rad in there. And those Guardians of the Galaxy, they're probably like the only Marvel movies I really get hyped about, because it's more like a Star Wars space opera type thing I really like. I know he's in it, and people are not happy about that. I guess he's voicing Mario. Captain Lou Albano is always my favorite Mario. The guy that does the voice in the game, I like him too, is Charles Martinet. I can't remember his name, but he has I like that Mario, that Italian. I know it's like stereotypical, but I like the Italian voice. When I was a kid, I wished I was Italian so I could be like Mario. I was jealous of my best friend because he had Italian blood, and I didn't. I have Portuguese blood, but I was jealous of my friend when he was Italian. Anyway, but yeah, I was hoping it would have an Italian accent. And it sounds like, I can't tell if Chris Pratt does an Italian accent. It'd be rad if he does. So I don't really mind who the characters are, or who the voice actors are. I'm not a fan at all of Jack Black or Seth Rogen. I can't stand in most of the stuff those guys are in, but from what I've heard, Jack Black is doing King Koopa's voice, and that sounds like a good King Koopa voice, so I can't knock it. I think Seth Rogen is playing Donkey Kong. So I don't know. Maybe they'll win me over with this. And then the other actors and actresses, I don't. Keegan Michael Key is Toad, and that guy's hilarious. So I'm thinking the movie's gonna be hilarious with him in there. The other actors, I don't know. They're from like TV shows. I don't watch TV shows, but I'm sure it'll be fantastic. I'm hoping it will. Yeah, I'm hoping it's a Japanese-made thing run by Japanese. I hate to be like that, like all these kids, Japan, whatever. I just don't really care for the style of modern Hollywood movies. But I don't know, the Sonic the Hedgehog movies were good to me though. So I can't wait to take my girls to see this, and my wife too. We've always been Mario fans, all of us. I'm hoping it's good. It looks good. I didn't even talk about how it looks. It looks like everything you've always wanted in a Mario movie, like computer generated. I'm not computer generated. I'm more of a movie or old school cartoon type fan. But all these movies now are all CGI, and that's kind of the only way you can do Mario. I think if this would have been made maybe in the 90s with 2D animation, it would have been cool, but probably could do a lot more with this stuff. Yeah, it shows King Koopa invading like an ice world, and all the little penguins are trying to defend against, to no effect, against Bowser. And it shows Magic Koopa there, like with his little wand, and yeah, all the Koopa Troopas. It looks really good. King Koopa looks really good on a movie, and the Mario looks good, and all the mushrooms, kind of everything you've always expected to see a Mario world on a movie, like all the big giant mushrooms that you can jump on. So look cool to me. I'm like big fan of the games. I know that a lot of that stuff's from Super Mario 64, and I never actually beat that game. I'm more about the 2D Mario games on Nintendo and Super Nintendo, but I'm hoping it kind of covers that era, like the Nintendo through N64, because I don't really know much about the newer ones, and that I guess nothing much has really changed. I guess it's all good. Anyway, so tell me what you think about the Mario movie. I'm sure it's on everyone's mind, or you don't care. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, so Mario is my thing. Anyway, so we'll talk about some games I've been playing. I couldn't segue that any better. Okay, Toro Loco has been playing this. If you don't know Toro Loco, he has a YouTube channel called The Fancy Action Now. I've been watching him for years. He's kind of a good like internet friend, like text buddy of mine. Good guy, really knowledgeable guy. He's been playing a Cyberpunk, what year is it? 2077. I've been watching him stream that. Go check him out. I think he's really close to 500 subs. And I think, what is it, after 500 you can do the Instagram type posts. I'm not sure. So if you can, go support my buddy Toro Loco from the Fancy Action Now. He not only streams, he has a great library of content. He's been around for years. A really funny, intelligent guy. Really knows his stuff. Anyway, he's been playing this and hyping it up. I guess it's been patched. So he's really all into this. A lot of this stuff's over my head. Like, I kind of want to delve into it myself. But I can see it's a fantastic Grand Theft Auto type, maybe Fallout type game, RPG, action shooter, post-apocalyptic. I started playing it as a nomad, and it starts off like Mad Max out in the desert. It's cool. There's like a little town out there with a sheriff, and you have your car. You're working on it in a shop, and then you go to the city and you start having missions or whatever. It has all kinds of good elements from all the games I like. Like, there's shooting. There's a lot of stealth, like Splinter Cell, like take out the enemy quietly and then hide the body. I know you can upgrade. It's really confusing. You're a cyborg and you can upgrade all your body parts. So I'm sure that's kind of like magical armor on other games, like where you enchant the armor pieces. Or I'm thinking it's like that. Really has that kind of Fallout or Elder Scrolls type style of gameplay. And then there's cars you can get into. The car driving is very realistic. Like, it almost feels like you're really inside of a car because you see inside the car as you're driving. It's a really cool vibe to this game. You can make your own character. It was very uncomfortable. I picked a male character. I was trying to make him look like Lorenzo Lamas or Joe Lara. Or there are a couple of action movie stars from the 90s. I've been watching a lot of their movies. I wanted to make my guy either look like Lorenzo Lamas or Joe Lara. But I was making the guy up like long hair and kind of stubble, and but then it gets down to your genitals, and you can choose whether you want to have genitals or not. So I turned on the genital, and here's this schlong in my face, and I was gonna turn it off, but then I didn't have the heart to turn off the schlong. I didn't want to take my guy's schlong away, so my guy has a schlong. I'm wondering what kind of stuff the female character has. It's all first person. You only see your character when you're in the mirror, so I don't know what the use of all the detail is. I'm hoping there's a third person mod soon, because first person kind of makes me sick, like motion sickness. I like third person games. So I'm hoping there's a patch soon, for like a mod or a patch or an update. But anyway, I've been playing it on my vanilla PS4, and it seems like it's been running fine. Might kind of lag a little bit. One time I was holding the pistol and you couldn't see the pistol. Looked just like this. Like, there was no pistol. Like, I was shooting it, but it wasn't there. That's the only big glitch I ran into. Yeah, and this is a nice copy my buddy gave me. He got rid of all of his video game stuff and moved to Hawaii. But he gave me this nice copy, and it comes with a map and a booklet and a slip cover. Dang, this is really cool. Yeah, it comes with a map. So I can't wait to delve. I cannot play this around my kids, but I can't wait to delve into this more. I've probably played it at maybe 4 or 5 hours so far, and it's really good. If this came out back when I didn't have kids, I wouldn't put this down. I just go to work and come home and play that like a freaking dork. Another game I've been playing. Yeah, so check out Toro Loco. He's the one that turned me on to this. Another game I've been playing, watching a buddy stream. My buddy, Physical Media Mac, go subscribe to his channel too. He's close to 500 as well. I really want him to get 500 subs. I think he's Tight White's straight cousin. He's been playing Combat Evolved Halo, streaming it, trying to no death run the Flawless Cowboy, the second level. Been playing it on the original Xbox, and I was thinking, man, that game looks really good for an older game. I remember my buddies and I used to play this a lot, but I never spent as much time as other people on it. But man, I started playing this again. I didn't play it on Legendary. Like, he's trying to no death run Flawless Cowboy, no death run that on Legendary. I don't think I have the patience for that, but I was put this in, I played on normal. I got past the first 2 levels without dying, but the 3rd one was getting overwhelming. It's been a long time. I only played this ever with 2 players, but this is a freaking good game. Like, this is timeless, a timeless game. Probably that 2nd level, the Flawless Cowboy, is probably the best level in any video game in the history of video games. Just such a big level, really long, a lot of stuff going on, and really impressive. It just shows how much more badass the Xbox was than the PS2 at the time. Not knocking PS2, but man, this is leagues better than anything on PS2, like technically. And I got this, check it out, I got this for 50 cents at Rasputin's. I wish I could still find games there. They haven't been getting any games, or people haven't been dropping them off, or I think other people may have caught on. I think I was the only one that knew about it for years. I would always get games there for 50 cents. Yeah, go subscribe to Dvdeez, Nuts and Popcorn. I'll put the link to him and Fancy Action Now down in the description. Yeah, but watching him play this, it looks frustrating as heck on Legendary. I don't know if I have the patience for that. The other game I've been playing, and I actually beat this. I was part of that community playthrough that MegaDan put on. I'll put a link to his channel too. I'm sure he is pretty big, getting pretty big now for a small time guy. That guy's one of the best gamers. Like, he can just smash through any game. He's really gifted when it comes to playing. I mostly see him play old school game. I'm sure he's like that with other games. But him and another bunch of group of kids, they're all good kids in there. They might be my age too. In this community deal, playing this, we're having some fun with Xanadu on Nintendo Entertainment System. I got this at half price books a couple years ago for $6.99, and I beat this like maybe within a few days. I think it's gonna take us. We're gonna stay in that Discord as long as it takes for everyone to beat it. A lot of people have the priorities other than games. I'm off on medical leave, so I have time to play stuff like this. But this is a fantastic game. I guess it's published by Nintendo, but it was licensed from Falcom, and I think it was made by Hudson Soft. I've never played it. I didn't really know anything about it until I started playing this, and I got hooked on this. I really couldn't put it down. I've never played Zelda 2 or Battle of Olympus, but I'm sure this is a lot like it. It's a kind of an action, side-scrolling platforming RPG. Set in a fantasy world. There's no overmap. It's all connected like Castlevania 2, but I think this is way better than Castlevania 2. I don't know. I have to go back and play Castlevania 2 now, but from what I played of this, I beat it, and this is, I think, way better than Castlevania 2. It's got a weird kind of dark story. It's kind of a dark game, both like in story and the visuals. For a Nintendo game, it's very dark. This warrior returns to his city, and I forget the name of this city, but it's on the base of this giant tree called the World Tree. And I don't know if an evil alien came down, and the dwarves live up in the mountains by the tree, and the elves live down in the city, and they hate each other now. The dwarves became infected with evil, and they hate the elves. The cities are destroyed or an abandon of the elves, and this big world tree is poisoned, and the elves are all, or the dwarves are all evil now. They don't even look like dwarves. They look like big monsters and dragons. So you're trying to get to the bottom of this, trying to clean up the tree or whatever. You got all kinds of exploration, kind of like Castlevania 2 and Metroid. A leveling system and money system. I would recommend to grind away at the beginning of this game when it's easy to grind for money. It gets kind of tough later on, I think. A lot of those guys just blew through this game. I thought one of the bosses was really hard, and you had to keep traveling back to him if you died. So I would suggest grind for a lot of money, because you're going to be buying a lot of potions and wing boots and all that. Different abilities. I hate to give it away, but yeah. And then there was always key shops in every town where this guy he's sitting there smoking. They have smoking in this game. It does. he's always selling keys. So you buy these keys to get through these certain doors, and it's freaking annoying because if you unlock that door and then go back out, you have to go buy it again. You can't go back in. I wish if the game would have made it so once you unlock a door, it's unlocked like Resident Evil. Like, it would have been way less frustrating. Maybe it draws it out a bit, makes it into a longer game, but anyway, that was frustrating. But I guess now that I know what I'm doing, I could play this again without as much hassle. But it has really good, kind of like I said, kind of dark visuals. There's one area that's very misty, and it has like a mist overlay. It's a pretty cool effect for Nintendo. And then the last dungeon, the last area, I was really confused with. I guess it's not that bad once you know where you're going, but I was really confused with the last couple of areas. The last boss is pretty easy, which I'm grateful for because it took me forever to get to him. I don't want to give too much of it away. Cool, you can keep upgrading your armor. It actually shows on your character. If you get a new armor piece, you can actually see it on your character. Get different weapons, different magic you can use. It has the magic meter, just like most RPGs. And your health, always have a lot of potions with it. There's certain areas you can grind out health items to get your health back up, kind of like Metroid. So I recommend this game. I know a lot of guys are getting frustrated with it. I was getting frustrated with it too. But I think overall it's a really good game. I don't hear too many people talk about it. In fact, Xanadu. I'll get back to this one when I talk about the games I beat in 2022 when the year is over. But that's it for the games and the Mario movie. Tell me what you guys think of these games. Go subscribe to Dvdeez Nuts and Popcorn and Fancy Action Now, two of my buddies. And tell me what you think of the Mario movie. I think it looks good. Like, I don't really mind that Chris Pratt is in it again. Like I say, I'd prefer it to be that guy that does the video game voices, but I don't know, it could be good. So guys, tell me how you're doing, and I'll see you next time. I got a bunch of good movies to talk about. My next video is going to be all about movies. And then I go back to work pretty soon, so I probably won't be making as many videos. Say thank God.